third down, it seemed like 3rd and 15. It didn't matter to Houston. They were converting them. Obviously, after Tank Dell went out, became a little bit tougher for them. But, they were kind of cooking us in the pass game. Very efficient. Tank Dell, Nico Collins, Schultz. They were getting us. And it's also 2 weeks in a row where the number one receiver on the other team kind of did whatever he wanted. Nico Collins this week, Judy last week, having their way with us on the back end. Awesome that Trent McDuffie gets his 2nd interception in consecutive weeks, so that's pretty sweet. To not going to getting a pick in his first few seasons to getting 2 in back-to-back weeks. So there you go for McDuffie. But what are you guys making on the back end? Jaden Hicks looked good. He had the pick today. Another back-to-back weeks for interception for him. But it's not sustainable to keep getting cooked by number one receivers on the other team. At some point, it's going to come back to bite you when you have Judy doing it to you and then Nico Collins doing it to you. What are you guys seeing from the back end, JD? What's concerning you and alarming you about what you saw from the back end?
If we're going to do press coverage, I mean, you got to put your hands on a guy immediately. And what I saw against Teja Dash, he's a smaller receiver, almost like a Tyreek Hill type of guy. Put your hands on him right now because he's so quick and so fast that once he beats you off the line of scrimmage, it's over. Like you're just going to be playing catch up. And Najee was playing catch up a couple of times on him, just in that trail technique. Batel's a very good receiver. Nico Collins, very good receiver. Same thing with Joshua Williams. He runs good routes. He's somebody, man, I've been impressed with just watching him these past couple of years, man, and Nico Collins. I really didn't actually see him being this type of receiver. Really, I didn't. So sometimes it's just the fits. But I do believe sometimes getting your hands on these guys is going to help out tremendously. But yeah, they wanted to do whatever they want to do. Out route, had it early, deep route. They're a very good football team, very good receiving core. They are. Tank Dell is one of the guys I wanted to get here. I've been when we was coming out of draft, I was like, man, I love to have a Tank Dell. Love to have a guy like him. But yeah, I mean, you see it. You see why he's so dangerous. Also, too, Schultz, another guy, good tight end. So we knew it was going to be a hard task anyway against these guys once Nico got back. And Stroud does he put some balls on guys. I was just like, daggone, that's a pretty high level throw.
Yep,
what he's doing. So I think that's it, man. As long as we're able to get, like you said, bring pressure from 4, it's going to help these guys out a whole lot. And then Nelson being here, I don't think he got any reps, but Nelson is going to be able to help out our secondary as well.
Maybe we learn our lesson from rushing a guy back when he's not been playing football for a long time, like we did with Humphreys. Mm-hmm. Take your time. We don't want to lose you for the next 6 weeks. So yeah, take your time. Dell was killing us. Dell was on his way to his best game of the season. He had 6 for 98 and a touchdown. That catch on that injury, man, that was beautiful. I mean, I don't like that he had the touchdown there for obvious reasons, but that was really impressive. It was if I wasn't a Chiefs fan, it would have been really nice to see him catch that ball in such a bad injury, because there's nothing worse than seeing a guy get injured, nothing worse on top of it than seeing him drop it on top of the injury. So, but he was killing us, and I didn't expect that. Nico, I thought, would get his. Dalton Schultz, man, he was getting us good, and it improved a lot after Dell went down. He leaned a lot more on Schultz after that. But, that's tight ends, the Chiefs. It's been kind of our MO. 3rd and longs, I actually thought it was a lot worse than what it was, too, because it just seemed like they kept getting them. And I was like, man, what's their – so, yeah, they had a 3rd and 12 they didn't get, a 3rd and 10 they didn't get, a 3rd and 13 they got, 3rd and 20 they didn't get, 3rd and 9 they didn't get, 3rd and 15 they got, and then that 3rd and 20, 3rd and goal from the 20, and then 3rd and 11 that they didn't get. But I feel like, again, he had trouble with 2 high safeties when we can only bring 4. When we had a lot of guys back there, it was just harder, and he was having to thread the needle on those. I mean, he's an elite talent. He's had a slight sophomore slump this year, but you can see it why, he's one of the elite, and he cares a lot. I love the emotion from Stroud. But he had to really pull out the bag of tricks and kind of pull some of those Mahomes cards to be able to get some of those passes off. I did think the Schultz was a little push off on the touchdown, but whatever. We got plenty of calls in that game. I'm not going to complain about it. But yeah, our defense really, they showed up. 2 sacks. 9 tackles for losses, 11 QB hits. So we were all over him a lot. On some of those that he was making, we were hitting him right afterwards. So kudos to our defense for coming up big.
I know we're like kind of not begging, but we want Steven Nelson. We want to be able to see Steven Nelson, the PFF grades of, being a press man-to-man corner last year off the charts right next to McDuffie. We've been kind of dying to see him play. And obviously, hopefully they're just kind of getting him back into shape because he wasn't playing. He quote unquote retired. They came back. So obviously he hasn't been like in game shape. Right. So, and maybe we did learn something from the DJ Humphries thing, but I will say this, we are going to see kind of the talent pool, the depth that we have. These guys may not be top echelon guys, but we are kind of getting to see the Keith Taylors of the world, the Roland Wallaces of the world, to kind of get involved a little bit to see what they can do. Roland Wallace had great coverage on that in that red zone stand when he was guarding Schultz. I think they were trying to get it to him on that 3rd and 20 on the goal line, or 3rd and goal at the 20. Roland Wallace was stuck to Schultz like glue, and then Keith Taylor. He looked pretty solid too. I mean, these guys may not be your top number 2s, but they are showing that they can be depth pieces, which I do like that aspect. But I do really want to see Steven Nelson. I hope that happens soon because I like to get him acclimated before we get to January in the second round of the playoffs after our buys. So with our new partner with Underdog, they'll be matching anyone's first deposit up to $1,000 in bonus cash. All you got to do is deposit $1 and they'll match up to $1,000. Promo code Chief Concerns and click the link in the description and you guys can go right to that. But this is the Cruise picks this week, and we went with a 2 pick and with Worthy over 3.5 catches, higher than that, and Kadimi Fairbairn over or higher than 1.5 field goals made this week.
Yeah, I mean, depth is good. Having depth pieces, but if you having those guys, you calling those guys to go and cover like a Nico Collins or somebody, that's going to be a little tough. We seen that earlier this year.
Yeah.
We've seen how that's worked. So yeah, getting a Nelson ready, prepared helps unlock Trent McDuffie maybe playing that nickel covered, corner. And so if you have him on the Tank Dell or somebody of that nature, yes, now you can kind of negate that. That's what that's his specialty. That's what you want him for. Just because he has such a great feel of guys running routes. Like when I watch Trent McDuffie, man, I'm serious. The way he's able to not just like stay in guys' hips, but like anticipate the route that they're running. I watch his IQ out there, and I'm just like, man, this dude is on guys. He's just on them. He's running step by step, like he's just in pace with them. In some corners, you see, like they kind of back up and they kind of smother guys. They just won't let them beat you deep. But Trent doesn't matter if you get on his level with him or not. He's like, yo, go on, get on the level. I'm still going to stay in your hip. And so I know sometimes like DBs, they because they're so athletic, they can react to things so fast. Trent has a little bit of both: reaction, speed, quickness. He has all of it, man. I'm just like, man, this dude is really, really good, really good. So I think that's what makes him such a tough matchup on wide receivers. So,
and now he's adding the ball hawk to his resume too. So to 2 picks in 2 weeks. There you go.
Come on, baby, let's go.
Imagine going into last week taking his under 1.5 interceptions for the season. You felt so good. Like, no way he gets 2 the last few weeks. He gets 2 weeks in a row.
Mike Brennan, our guy in the chat, I think he took that bet. Remember when we talked about that preseason? I think he was going to take that bet. He's been called for all week or all season long. Every week he's going to get an interception. So I think he took the over in the 1.5. So congrats, Mike, in the chat there. Jaden Hicks. I know we kind of saw him flying around in preseason. Preseason, right? You can only take so much from it. But you saw the talent was there. Yeah. When we drafted him, a lot of draft experts were saying, "Oh, there was a steal." The fact that she's got him when they got him in the draft, the 4th round, I believe. Mm-hmm. Now we see another interception. I think it's his 3rd interception on the season. He had one in San Fran, one last week, and then one this week. What are you making as we've seen Jaden Hicks go from what you saw in preseason, what you're seeing from right now, week 16 of the season? Is the guy that you think, hey, if he continues this, he could be our starting safety next season?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, he's gotten better for sure. I think he's still learning. I think he's still learning as far as like where he is area wise and what he needs to cover. So I still believe he needs to get that part of the communication down. but he is learning. And when he's there to make a play, he's going to make it. That's what I love about him. He's like a missile when he comes in to hit. He's got a lot of passion, can cover guys. So when he's on the scale, like what he knows what he's doing, the communication's good, he does a good job. So he's definitely a guy that you could definitely start next year if for anybody, any of these teams out here, he's a starter in the NFL. I'll say that.
I'm glad we don't have to have him have so many bumps too, because we have a lot of safety depth. We can bring him along the right way. That's right. I love that. That's great.
And they just elevated Deion Bush from our practice squad, so now we got him back in the fold too, right around playoff time, which is fantastic. Yeah, just have another veteran guy who's been around the block a time or two with this team. So it's definitely good to have those kind of veteran pieces in the safety room. And also too, I gotta say one thing about Hicks, which I've noticed since he's been getting more playing time. That guy's always around the ball. Where it's like sometimes Brian Cook, he kind of gets lost in the fold. I don't even see six around at all. Jaden Hicks is always around. Where he's making the play or not, he's always around the football. Which is, pretty good for a rookie to kind of be in the fold, or whatnot, especially being a ball hawk the last 2 weeks. So you got to like that aspect.
Yeah. But you catch a dude like that, peeking, don't be too, too rushed to go make a play. That's another thing too. Cause I'm like, okay, all right, young fella, all right, you got responsibility. Yeah. I get you sticking your nose in there. But play what you had to play first, and then you come in and come lay the wood. So
yeah, the offensive coordinators on the other side say we're going to bait this 21. We're going to bait 21.
Yes, sir. You best believe it. I know I would. I'd come in there like, look, 21. You see him? He's nosy. He likes nosy. He likes being around the football. Let's give him everything that he wants. Then, okay. Nice double move or something like this. We'll set him right up.
Yeah, but all around, 27-19, yes, there's things we could pull that were negatives, but overall positive. Chiefs undefeated at Arrowhead this season. First time since 2003 when our guy right there in the middle, JD, was blocking in the trenches, 8-0 at Arrowhead. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.